At my time of life, one knows that the worst is usually true. The young people think the old people are fools, but the old people know the young people are fools. This is real life. And real life stops just where it chooses. One's own troubles sharpen one's eyes sometimes. That's the secret of existence. We're all a little mad. There are questions that you don't ask because you're afraid of the answers to them. There is too much tendency to attribute to God the evils that man does of his own free will. I must concede you the devil. God doesn't really need to punish us. We're so busy punishing ourselves. People with a grudge against the world are always dangerous. They seem to think life owes them something. Everybody said, "Follow your heart." I did, it got broken. Words are only the outer clothing of ideas. You gave too much rein to your imagination. Imagination is a good servant and a bad master. The simplest explanation is always the most likely. He laughs best who laughs at the end. Curious things, habits. People themselves never knew they had them. Hate isn't creative. The body, the cage, is everything of the most respectable, but through the bars, the wild animal looks out. Do you know, my friend, that each one of us is a dark mystery, a maze of conflicting passions and desire and aptitudes? It's like all those quiet people. When they do lose their tempers, they lose them with a vengeance. I do not argue with obstinate men. I act in spite of them. Two people rarely see the same thing. As life goes on, it becomes tiring to keep up the character you invented for yourself, and so you relapse into individuality and become more like yourself every day. A weak man in a corner is more dangerous than a strong man. To every problem, there is a most simple solution. Everything is possible, isn't it? The world soon teaches one that a woman who doesn't lie is a woman without imagination and without sympathy. People are never like what you remember them. You make them, as the years go by, more and more the way you wish them to be, and as you think you remember them. Instinct is a marvelous thing. It can neither be explained nor ignored. An appreciative listener is always stimulating. Everything must be taken into account. The fact will not fit the theory. Let the theory go. A good conscience makes a sound sleeper. A man in love is a sorry spectacle. Every murderer is probably somebody's old friend. When you find that people are not telling you the truth, look out. Love can be a very frightening thing. That is why most great love stories are tragedies. Sensationalism dies quickly. Fear is long-lived. It is a curious thought, but it is only when you see people looking ridiculous that you realize just how much you love them. Never do anything yourself that others can do for you. One knows so little. When one knows more, it is too late. I don't go in for being sorry for people. For one thing, it's insulting. One is only sorry for people if they are sorry for themselves. Self-pity is the biggest stumbling block in our world today. The human face is, after all, nothing more nor less than a mask. Everything is simple if you arrange the facts methodically. To rush into explanations is always a sign of weakness. Very few of us are what we seem. Good advice is always certain to be ignored, but that's no reason not to give it. How little you might know of a person after living in the same house with them. Never tell all you know, not even to the person you know best. The happy people are failures because they're on such good terms with themselves. They don't give a damn. A mother's love for her child is like nothing else in the world. It knows no law, no pity. It dares all things and crushes down remorselessly all that stands in its path. Courage is the resolution to face the unforeseen. A man is responsible for his deeds, and not just the deeds, but for the consequences of those deeds as well. Fear is incomplete knowledge. You can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. One doesn't recognize the really important moments in one's life until it's too late. In the midst of life, we are in death. Words are such uncertain things. They so often sound well, but mean the opposite of what one thinks they do. Be sure thy sin will find thee out. What good is money if it can't buy happiness? Crime is terribly revealing. Try and vary your methods as you will, your tastes, your habits, your attitude of mind, and your soul is revealed by your action. Time is the best killer. But surely for everything you love, you have to pay some price.